Guys doing? Tonight we're going to be talking about why it's important to love yourself. So I hope you come and enjoy the show. Sorry about afternoon hangouts. Took a lot longer at the doctor than I expected. And sorry if I don't seem as bubbly, guys. I still haven't slept yet. But I got my sleep aids in, so I'm going to crash tonight. Bubba got a plan. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out like a light. But other than that, welcome in. Hello, Red Dead. How you doing? Are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing just fine, man. Thank you, Red Dead Morgan. No, you could have typed it as one sentence, though. Here's to you, man, for showing up. I can call you Morgan? All right, man. You can call me Gator. Oh, no, overflow. Hey, my Jin. Meet Morgan. Morgan, meet my girlfriend, Jin. All right. Here's to Morgan for being the first in the chat and being the first to like. Scald. All righty. So, yeah, we're waiting for just a few more people to get in here, and then we're going to start the show. All right, guys? Tonight we're going to be talking about why it's important to love yourself, because there's a lot of reasons. We'll get on to them here in a minute. If enough people show up soon enough, we might just throw on the rubber boots and go out into the swamp and talk about it there. Guys, at least until the sun starts to go down. But we always enjoy going out into the swamp, apparently. I can't go very far where I'm at because I can only go to the end of my land. Oh, there we go. Boom. You guys go visit at Jen Holder, at Jen Holder 976. I almost tried to put a dash in there. But just go check out at Jen Holder 976. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. She does incredible videos. She tries really hard too, guys. So go enjoy her content for us, please. Other than that, leave us a like, a subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It seems like we're getting a pretty good amount of people in here. So I might go on ahead and just start the show. All right, guys. So do y'all want to go out into the swamp, or do y'all want to just stay here on the couch? But it's totally up to you guys. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, guys, so yeah, we're talking about why it's important to love yourself. Guys, I'm not saying be a narcissist, but I am saying learn to love who you are. Learn to accept who you are. Oh yeah, I live in a swamp. Yes, swamp. Oh, I know it doesn't matter to you, my Jin. I'm just asking the others. All right, yes, the swamp. We've got one vote for the swamp. Is there another vote for the swamp there, guys? Anyway, so loving yourself, it means a lot of things. It's accepting who you are, regardless of your flaws, regardless of your miscomings, regardless of whatever, problem you're facing, be it physical, be it mental, be it both, you can overcome it if you just learn how to accept who you are and love who you are. So far, we got 2 votes, one for I don't care and one for the swamp. So guys, let me know in the comments down below if you want me to go head out into the swamp and finish the conversation. So that's up to you guys. But anyway, so we're sitting here and enjoying ourselves. But please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You know the gist. But anyhow, guys, so we came in to learn about why it's important. Loving yourself is something that a lot of people don't do. A lot of people have trouble doing, actually. Some people can't see why they need to care about themselves. You know, some people are people pleasers, as they call. You know, hold on, guys. I'm sliding on the rubber boots. We gonna head out into the swamp. All right, Red Morgan, you get your way. But we gonna head out into the swamp. Anyway, so as it goes along, let me grab you guys. And let's grab a little flashlight, just in case. All right, guys, let's go out. So yeah, when you learn to accept yourself, guys, there's a level of confidence that comes with that you wouldn't expect. I can. Wow, what's up? What you need? I'm not gonna brush your hair while I'm on my live, sweetie. Then go get it. Door's open. Oh, my bad. Hang on a second, guys. My niece needs her hairbrush. Then we'll head out into the swamps. They just do. All right, there it is. All right, guys. So yeah, taking care of yourself and loving yourself and wanting to be able to be a better person.
I have to send a picture to my sister.
Cool. It builds a level of confidence that you wouldn't expect. You know, it builds a strength that comes from only being able to understand who you are, only being able to accept who you are and know that these are my merits, these are my flaws, this is who I am, this is what I do. You know, I'm gonna get past the part of the yard that I haven't finished cleaning up yet. But guys, welcome to the swamp. All right. Ooh, I went a little old snake. But anyhow, so yeah, we're gonna go to our favorite spot here. All right. Here we are. So guys, that strength that I was talking about, that confidence, that power, it comes from within. It comes from really searching inside yourself and understanding that I am who I am and that I have a power inside me. And that power is great because my potential is there. And when your potential is there and you can see it, guys, you can accomplish your dreams at that point. So, you know, loving yourself is the first step to that. The first step to healing is loving yourself. The first step to being able to help anybody else, to being able to love anybody else, is learning how to love yourself first. You know, guys, and like I said before, not talk about becoming a narcissist. By no means. You know, guys, don't turn into somebody who thinks that they're better than everybody else. You know, be somebody who wants to better the world. Be somebody who understands that I am human, that we are all human, that we all simply need to live in a better way, guys. You know, there's, I'm going to take my boots off, but there is simply no reason for a lot of the things we do to each other as humans. You know, there's simply no reason to harm one another. I'm going to use my boot here. But, you know, guys, you got to take and understand, you know, there's reasons why I say these things. You know, it's because in order for me to overcome my schizophrenia, I had to be able to learn to love myself. I had to be able to learn that there was nothing wrong with who I was. There's nothing wrong with who I am. You know, who I was made me who I am. And the experiences I went through, and the pains that I suffer, and the things that I have to deal with every single day, you know, those are just part of me. And those make me me. And to me, I'm a decent guy, you know? At least I try to be, you know, guys, I have my flaws and I understand those. One of them is I have vices of, I have a problem with quitting smoking. It's hard, but anyone who's a smoker understands that. I'm having problems dealing with my schizophrenia lately, but that's just because I get attacks every now and then, and because of that, my work here as a swamp rat butler hasn't exactly been kosher as of lately, but it's all because I have to deal with a little bit more than the average person does. When you can't actually see what's going on around you and you're seeing a totally different world instead of what's really happening, it makes it hard to get your stuff done. And that's a flaw of mine, but I've learned to love myself regardless. And the reason being is because I'm an artist, I'm a blacksmith, I'm a bushcrafter, I'm a survivalist, I'm a counselor, apparently, a tutor, apparently. I've helped out a lot of people since I've started this YouTube. And it's because of the things that I talk about, and it's because of my views, it's because of the wisdom that's been imparted upon me that I feel like I need to impart upon you, because I lost my kids. So I have to be able to talk it to teach somebody, you know. So I come on here to help you guys. And it's because I realize my potential. I talked to a lot of people and they were all telling me, whenever I was telling my story to people on lives, before I ever even started being able to do a live, they started telling me I needed to tell my story. Finding out that I was a schizophrenic epileptic that was working for a friend living off of $87 a month and, making it, surviving, and still finding a way to be happy. And you know what, guys, learning to love yourself is a huge key of finding happiness. If you can't love yourself, you can't find a reason to love anything else, guys. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. If you can't find a way to love something else or yourself, you'll never love anything. And then you'll be hollow inside. You'll feel nothing. So that's very unfortunate. I feel sorry for those kinds of people. But when it comes down to you guys, I know y'all are smarter than that. So I hope you take my words to heart, because I speak from the heart and I let the gods work my mouth. So I hope Scotty up there, the Norse god of poetry, or not Scotty, excuse me. I done quite forgot his name, but the Norse god of poetry, I hope he's watching down upon me. And I hope Odin is working my mouth right now so that I can deliver y'all a great message. Christians aren't the only ones that can be passionate about what they love. Pagans can too. And, as a pagan man, I have learned that there is many levels of love, and loving yourself, that's the step to so many keys. That's the step to understanding who you are. That's the step to understanding those around you. That's a step to being able to figure out right from wrong. That's a step to be able to, just like I said, open so many doors. If you don't love yourself, you'll never get anywhere, because you'll always look back at what you don't have. You'll always look back at what you want. You'll always look back at what you need. You won't strive for it. You're just going to sit there unmotivated, angry at the world, entitled, and wishing that everything would change. I realize y'all can't see my face, guys, so I'm going to take the hat off. But y'all are just wishing everything would change, you know, and it's never going to be handed to you for free. It just doesn't work that way, guys. It absolutely doesn't work that way. It's very, very hard for you to be able to sit there and be bitter and make a happy life. It just doesn't work. Your relationships won't work. Your friendships won't work. Pretty much anything you put your hands to aside from hard labor that you are good at isn't going to work. And the reason being is because you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself enough to have the confidence in yourself to do the greatness that you're meant to do. You can't bring out your potential if you're angry with who you are. You can't bring out your potential if you don't love everything about yourself, even your flaws. Guys, I hate the way my schizophrenia makes me feel, but I love what I get to see sometimes. Sure, yes, some of it's absolutely terrifying, but some of it is also quite beautiful. And I see a world that no one else can. So that is something that I love about myself. I can tell a story about a place that no one but me can see and understand. you know and that's the point of Blackened Hills. That's going to be a point of the Realms of Exterior when I start writing that novel. We're over halfway through with the first novel, so we're going to end up producing a second one right after this. As soon as I can get my hands on another journal, we're going to be producing the next one, because every book is going to be written like a journal. So come check it out, guys. We've hit the 16-minute mark. So here's where I'm going to advertise a little bit for you guys. Not just for me anymore. But guys, go check out at Jenholder at Jenholder976. I keep wanting to throw a dash in there, but there is no dash. Go check out Jenholder976, guys. That's my girlfriend. She's an absolute sweetheart. She makes some really funny videos. Go check it out, guys. And she shares what she's going to eat every night with y'all. So y'all can always give her feedback. So anyhow, back to where we were getting at. You also can't exactly build a bond with anyone if you don't love yourself. You have to build a bond between who you are, mind, body, and spirit, before you can join mind, body, and spirit with anybody. Your wife, your son, your daughter, you can't join with them if you don't love who you are. If you don't like anything about yourself, you'll never get anywhere. You might make money, you might have a home, you might have a family. What everybody else sees is getting somewhere in life, but you're absolutely miserable. Why? Because you hate yourself. Why? Because you don't want to be around yourself, because you're unmotivated. Guys, and loving yourself changes all that. It literally fixes all those little problems, guys. And, when I did it, when I was finally able to accomplish it, I overcame my schizophrenia. Now it doesn't bother me nowhere near as often. And I overcame my epilepsy to a degree. And the reason being is because my epilepsy is stress-based most of the time. So if I'm overstressed out, I'll have a seizure, and I'm lucky I haven't had one today. I've taken it really easy today, aside from going and get my medication, because I have been up for 48 hours, and I came on here to do this final thought with you guys because I promised it, and I missed afternoon hangout. Since we bought our little flashlight, our little pen light here, we might just go on ahead and do the whole show here in the swamps, so that's up to you guys. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm loving this sound. Just listen. Just give it a moment of silence. Ain't it beautiful? Ain't nature gorgeous? See, you can't even appreciate that if you don't love who you are. Because all you're going to be doing is looking around going, I'm such a failure. I'm so horrible. Why does anybody even care about me? You can't think that way, guys. You can't let those thoughts win. Those are your personal demons talking to you. You know, those are not failures. You never fail at anything. You learn how not to do something, but you never fail at something. You know, it life's an experiment. When a lot of us were growing up, I heard that rattlesnake. But when a lot of us were growing up, there was a show called The Magic School Bus. And there was a lady named Miss Frizzle on there. And she used to say, get messy, make mistakes, guys, because life is getting messy, experimenting, and making mistakes. You're not going to be perfect at everything. Hell, you're not even going to be mediocre at most things, guys, and that's something you got to get over. But I can tell you this, whatever you're good at, you're amazing at. Whatever interests you have, pursue them. Whatever passions you got, go for it with all your heart. Guys, don't hold back. Don't stop. Keep working at it. Keep striving. We're gonna try to set up our little flashlight here. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole with your finger. There we go, guys. Is that a little better now? We'll throw the hat on. There we go, everybody. It's almost like a Halloween special. Sitting out here in the swamps with you guys is always amazing. And I thank everybody who's came in here so far. Thank you all if you've been participating. I'm sorry I haven't been reading the comments. But when it's final thoughts and I've got something to rant and rave about, I got something to rant and rave about. And in this case, I got something to rant and rave about, guys. Because I've seen a lot of people on here that just can't stand themselves, and you can tell it. Like, I believe a lot of these trolls on here, a lot of these people who just come onto people's channels and troll them for no reason. I think these people have a problem with loving themselves, guys. And so they project that onto other people. Bullies have those same problems. Bullies usually can't stand who they are. They put on a good front. They really do. But they can't stand exactly who they are. And guys, I do apologize for the slight bit of lag. But we are in a swamp. Oh, man. But anyway, guys, we're just sitting here under some trees enjoying ourselves. And when you see these people, when you see these people that actually honestly love themselves, there's a glow about them. There's a charisma to them because they actually really care about themselves. They actually take and want to be better. They want to show the world a better way. They want to be better people, guys. And it makes you turn into this light that everybody needs, a lantern, if you would, in the dark swamps. A simple little pin light. That's all you need to be. Our little light here is a perfect example. If you turn around and you start to love yourself and you start to show the world how to do that, you become like this little light right here. You become just like it. A beacon in the night. A way of lighting someone's path. A way of showing someone a better way. A way of teaching somebody maybe. Even being able to heal them. Guys, these are all things that come from loving yourself. You can't do that if you don't love yourself. If you can't stand who you are, you're never going to be able to look past those negative feelings. And you want to look past those negative feelings. You really do. You want to look into your heart and your soul, and you want to see who you really are. And that is what makes us strong. They turn and look at themselves for who they really are and not run. Because sometimes the kindest man can be cruel. The most honorable man can tell a lie. The biggest cheat can play by the rules. There's always exceptions. guys. And for as much good as we have in us, we also have that much darkness. You know, we just got to be able to decide which side we're going to be, which side we're going to deal with. Do you want to be the bitter, angry side? Or do you want to be this little beacon in the night? Do you want to shine bright for everyone to see? Oh, I know I'm lagging. I'm sorry I'm lagging, guys, but I am in a swamp. You know, we are sitting here chilling in the middle of a swamp, guys. So enjoy the show. But yeah, guys, we only got a few more minutes on the topic, just a simple 4, which means I'm just going to say this last little bit before we get to the hangout session and I start talking to you guys. And then we might go inside, unless you guys just want to stick out here in the swamps. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Thank you so much, Jessica and Kurt. We're just sitting out here chilling. Uh-oh. Somebody trying to race around the corner. Sounds like they made it. They didn't crash. But anyway, yeah, we got a little curve that goes around here, and kids like to try to drift on it. Anyhow, it's been a long, hard journey for me to learn how to love myself, guys. It's not going to be easy for you. It's not a path for the faint of heart. You better be prepared when you go to do it, because you need to dig into your deepest, darkest secrets and reveal them to yourself. You need to figure out what makes every last inch of you who you are, and then accept it and love it. Because, guys, ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing better than you. There ain't nobody like you, and there never will be. You're all unique. You're all amazing. And you're all my friends. So I hope you understand that every time you guys come on here, y'all are my little beacon. Y'all are my little light. And y'all help me to see through this darkness that is my mind. And it's incredible how many of y'all show up every single day. And I thank all of y'all for that. But it really does take someone special to really want to be able to look at you, to really want to be able to look and see you, and to see you for who you are. And that someone special usually always knows exactly who they are and have already accepted it. So, guys, let's make sure that we strive to love ourselves. Why? So we can see not only our worth, but our potential and the brightness of our future. Guys, because even if your future isn't exactly what you wanted, it's still yours. You still made it happen. You are the reason why. So, sorry about that signal. Are we lagging that bad? All right, everybody. We are probably going to head back inside, seeing as we're lagging. That way we won't lag nowhere near as bad. Anyway, guys, we're about to hit the hangout session. That's about all I had to say about loving yourself. It's getting dark here in the swamp. Let's get out of here before old Ironhead shows up. And in case you're wondering, old Ironhead is a big old alligator. And I do mean he a monstrous gator. Hold on just a second, guys. I know you can't see me. All right. Oh. Let's head back, shall we? All right, emergency response team. You go on ahead and get you some sleep, man. I know what you mean. I'm about to pass out myself, but I had to come on here and say hi to all you guys. I promised y'all earlier and I didn't make it, so I really wanted to make sure I made it for y'all tonight. You know, let's head on back through the swamp, through our little section here. Woo, gumbo mud. All right. Sorry, guys. I had to pay attention a little bit there. Don't want to step on a snake or nothing. All right. Right up into the house, guys. Okay. Let's take these rubber boots off. And let's get back to the show, guys. Hey, Connie, how you doing? Hello, McCash. I see my Gin still here. Of course. All right, let's turn the brightness up. Let's catch you there. All right, guys. And in you go. Yesterday, I saw a bear in the forest in your backyard. Oh, wow. You know, that's kind of cool. You know, I actually have never seen a bear in the wild. I've seen them in captivity. I've seen one that was raised by a friend of mine who was a park ranger for, oh, thank you. Let me see, what did they say? Great stream, Clint. Have a wonderful evening. You too, Connie. Which was all right. Had a bunch of chores to do this afternoon. Oh, okay. Oh, Connie, you and Jen, I hope y'all become friends. I think it was a black or brown bear. Oh, that's cool. Did you know that black bears can actually come in multiple colors? They can actually become a cinnamon brown or a white even. Some of them were called spirit bears if they were white. But cute little old black bears are one of my favorites. I'd love to have a pet black bear. But the one bear I got to mess with, you know, up close and personal, was a grizzly. He was big, and his name was Bubba. And he was absolutely a puppy dog. You know, it was hilarious seeing a damn near 1-ton animal trying to climb into a little bitty dog bed, because it has been his bed since he was little. So it was absolutely funny seeing him try to stuff all of his massive paws into that bed. You know, so yeah, I've messed with quite a few bear. Just never any of them in the wild. You know, Bubba was about 9.5 feet tall. You know, he was an Alaskan grizzly. Same people introduced me to a big cat refuge where I got to meet Leo the lion. Big old African lion. Absolute sweetheart. You had to be careful because he tried to lick the skin right off your arm. He wouldn't mean to, but he definitely would try to love on you and lick you. Anyway, you know, guys, it's wonderful having all of y'all here. We can at least still hear the sounds of the swamp, but at least now we're not lagging anymore. So yeah, what's everybody up to? You know, let's see if I'm okay. Yeah, I'm showing all messages. Just making sure. All right, everybody. You know, if you're new here, please hit the like, subscribe, and bell icon. And also, please go check out @JenHolder976. All right, guys? You know, that's my girlfriend. She's absolutely wonderful. She works really hard on her videos. Please go enjoy them, you know, and on your way out, just give us a like. All right, guys? So I'm glad all of y'all came in. It's wonderful having everybody here. If you wish, jump in the chat. Come say hi. Jen, you were the last one to speak. I'm glad that you are trying to get along with Connie. Thank you so much. Guys, we like having a drama-free chat here. We like being able to say that we're one of the few places where you don't have to worry about trolls. Guys, and I have to thank y'all for that. I really do. I only do half the work. You guys do the rest. Because when they show up, y'all are always so thankful they're here. Y'all are always so nice. So I got to give you guys all a shout out. So real quick, we're going to give all you guys a nice good skull. All right, everybody, ready? And skull to all of you for the wondrous things that y'all bring to my life. Scald. Okay, everyone. Tonight I'm probably going to be crashing real soon after this. When we talk with my Jen, probably won't be up late. Been up for 48 hours. I'm really tired. Very exhausted. Insomnia is so gnarly. But we gonna be all right, guys. I'm gonna be just fine. I'm gonna go into my friend's house here in a little bit, eat me some dinner after this, call my Jen, I'm going to bed. So what's everybody else's plan for the night, now that y'all know mine? Make sure that everything's good. And I'm caught up with the chat. All right. Thank you all for showing up again. And if you would, please go check out @JenHolder976. Thank you very much. It would be much appreciated if you did. So yeah, guys, everybody, welcome into the show. We just got through talking about why it's important to love yourself. And now we have a hangout session going on. So why don't you pop on in and tell us your reason why you think it's important to love yourself? I always think it's important to love yourself because you can't heal without being able to love yourself before you can start the healing process. And sometimes you heal as soon as you begin to love yourself. It's a wonderful cycle, actually. So everybody, welcome on in. Thank you so much for showing up. If you would, jump in the comments, guys. Come say hi. I don't bite, even though I'm called Gator. Guys, normally we have a lot more chattier staff, but today people seem to be a little quiet. But I hope you guys enjoy the sounds of the swamps, sitting here with me and enjoying tonight. We talked about why it was important to love yourself. We mentioned how you can't heal without that. We mentioned how you can't form relationships or bonds without that. We mentioned how you can't even help somebody without really truly loving yourself first. And that's a hard thing to accomplish. It never happens overnight, and it's never easy. But when you finally succeed at it, guys, you always feel so much better, especially about yourself. Like I said, you just get a confidence that you don't get normally. And it's awesome whenever you do get that confidence, because there's just so much that comes from being able to sit there and go, you know what? I'm cool. I'm strong. I'm brave. I can do this. There's nothing wrong with me giving this a shot. And you might surprise yourself. You might just have a talent at it. I thought the same thing about blacksmithing. I eventually was like, you know what? I'm crafty. I can figure this out. So I gave it a shot. Come to find out, I'm a talented blacksmith. Simple, but talented, guys. And the reason why I say that is because my blades are pretty strong and keep a good edge. They just might not be the prettiest on the planet. But, that comes from not being able to do it for years. I got to get back into the habit of it. But as many would say, love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. We got 13 likes up on the board. Come on in, join the chat, say hi. Tell us where you're from. Tell us who you are. Tell us your thoughts on why it's important to love yourself. That was tonight's topic. We got 20 minutes left on the board. Well, 19 and a half. And here in just a little bit, if nobody responds in the next 5 minutes, I'm probably going to go on ahead and end the live. But guys, thank you all for showing up so much. Wow, I haven't heard one of them in a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Over the years, I've learned to recognize the sounds of different critters from the swamps. Oh, that reminds me. For all of y'all that are longtime standing, fans of the channel, I've got a quick little announcement. Since me and Jen can't do our morning mojos every Saturday and Sunday, I am going to choose an animal every Saturday morning and every Sunday morning, and I'm going to talk about it. And I'm trying to come up with a name for the show. But I'm going to post up a picture using the green screen, and I'm going to talk about that particular animal. And then when we're done talking about it, you guys and me can hang out, and y'all can ask even more questions. But I think that would be fun. Getting to show all of you guys the different animals we have here in the swamp. We've seen a few. We've seen some rabbits. We've seen some herrings. I spotted a snake earlier. That was a lot of fun. I wish all you newcomers could have been here for when we went out into the swamp earlier. That was a lot of fun. We sat out there and we had the first 30 minutes sitting down chit-chatting in the swamps, guys. Just barefoot up underneath some trees, man. Nothing better than that. That is true freedom. And I love it. And having that freedom and having that ability to go ground myself like that, to be able to go and enjoy nature and all these beautiful songs that it produces is actually what helped me to heal, guys. It's what helped me to learn to love myself, because I had somewhere to think. And that's what you need. You need somewhere great for you to think, somewhere quiet, somewhere that's peaceful to you, somewhere that's wonderful, that's all yours. Them frogs always sound like a dog that's in trouble. I don't remember what type of frogs those are, but they always sound like a whimpering puppy. But that's the sounds of the swamps, guys. And I'm so glad that I get to share, my love for my home with you guys. I'm so glad that y'all come in here day after day, night after night, just to listen to an old, bald, gray-bearded man ramble on about different kinds of knowledge that he's gained over the years. It's always incredible to have you guys here. Y'all are the backbone of the channel. Y'all make it work, guys. Y'all really do. Without y'all, I don't think I'd be able to do this, guys. I think I'd be rather lost. To be honest, when I first started YouTube, January 17th of this year, I didn't think I was going to get any subscribers. I didn't think anybody was going to listen. So I was pretty down. I was pretty depressed. But I got 50 subscribers before I knew it. And then before I knew that, I found that zombie apocalypse video. And I posted me with Troll's Bane the axe, my tomahawk, and my machete. And guys, it exploded. It just goes to show you, try something new. Have some confidence in yourself. And that confidence comes from the love that you will have for yourself. So guys, we only got 15 more minutes. And I think my chat's froze for some reason. It's not showing me anything. And I'm sure you guys have been messaging. Oh, yeah. Guess who's back? There we go. Now let's try this again. Bubba Tori, man, I'm sorry you did not talk to your mom, Jen. Oh, man, y'all been having a whole conversation. Yeah, that was a frog there, Big Dave. What's up, Zen? How you doing? Lettuce Market you. Hey, Lettuce. Welcome into the show, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. All right, guys, now that I've got everything up and running again, and we got the chat back to where it's supposed to be, you guys come on in and I'll go on ahead and I'll stay, because I couldn't see what you guys were saying. The last thing I saw was one of the things that Jin said. And yeah, let us welcome into the show, man. What's up, Richard? Yes, rock what you are. Guys, that's why I wear my drips. I know these tunics ain't much, but they definitely add a flair to the show. Oh, yeah, there we go. Thunder Fam. Let's replace the pen. Thunder Fam 24 and Jen Holder 976, guys. Go check them out. Go check out my friend Richard Leland Neal. He's also a YouTuber. He's got some great content, too. Oh, yeah, I got some gigs, man, but these are all spring peepers and toads that we're hearing right now. Not good for eating. Now, if you start hearing a big loud whoa, whoa, that's a bullfrog. That's what you want. Thank you, Big Dave. This is just one of my tunics. Oh, I'll get along with him, Jin. Don't you worry about that. What is the reason why I'm streaming? I stream because originally it was going to be a way for me to express to the world what life was like, living in poverty, having to pay child support, and living with disability at the same time. And it turned into this big positive movement instead because I had a good day. And when I had that good day and I came on here and I was in such a great mood, I got so many subscribers. And then I started realizing that you guys want to see me at my best, not at my worst. So, guys, I always make sure to meditate and put myself at my best, so that way I could actually be able to take and help the world in a way. Maybe I can be able to take and make somebody's day to the point where they won't try to kill themselves later. Or maybe I can take somebody and help them pull themselves out of depression by giving them the right advice, by saying just the right thing. That's the whole point of this channel. I want to help people. That's why I try to import onto y'all as much knowledge and wisdom as I've learned. And I try to learn new things every day. That's why we have evening, morning, and afternoon motivation. That's why we have evening, morning, and afternoon announcements. That's why we have morning mojo, so that way we can make sure that your day starts out right. That's why we have afternoon hangout, so that way we can make sure your day continues to go right. And then we have final thoughts, so that you can have a little bit of mind food to chew on while you sit there and go to sleep tonight. Oh, yeah, there we go. That one's better. Thank you, man. Oh, and lettuce, yes. Frog legs do taste very much like chicken if you make them right. Yeah. Come check out Morning Mojo sometimes, lettuce. Come see me and Jin sit there and host our show. Jin tends to read through the comments more and make sure we don't have young children in the show, while I tend to take and, kind of host it. Frog legs ain't bad, Bubba. They ain't bad at all, man. Just takes a few, good 20, 30 frogs, and you got a meal, But there ain't nothing wrong with some good old-fashioned fried frog legs. Although, I've cooked the whole frog before. I've actually thrown them into a gumbo and boiled them down and just pulled the bones out later. But I've had plenty of frog, The best kind, though, is bullfrog. Never eat a toad, though. Make you sicker than all hell. Never eat a toad. You know, guys, I'm going to give us a quick scald real fast for everybody who showed up. We got 12 people in here. We got 15 likes. This is one of the biggest shows we've had in a while. Always thought that frog legs were disgusting. You know, a lot of people think that, and then you try them. My problem was I didn't mind eating Bambi growing up. I love venison. I grew up on it. But, man, when I seen fried frog legs for the first time, the first thing that popped in my head was, poor Kermit. You know, because I loved Kermit the Frog. I loved frogs. I had a collection of ceramic frogs. And I was like, poor Kermit, why'd he lose his legs? So I didn't want to eat Kermit. Well, one day it was all we had. You know, me and Pawpaw and all them, we went out, we tried to go fishing. You know, tried to go hunting. We couldn't get nothing. So all we had left was some frog legs. So we ended up cooking up them frogs. And man, oh man, I bit into that frog leg, and I think I probably ate 10 of them. You know, oh, it was good. Kind of, sort of tastes like chicken. I'm French, so I can agree that frog legs are good. Snail's good too. Yeah, escargot is not bad. It has a texture very similar to shrimp. You know, but it has a flavor all its own. You know, but luckily I can say this about escargot. It absorbs whatever flavor you cook it in. So it depends on how you cook it. You know, I kind of wanted to make myself some Cajun escargot, but I'm a little afraid to use the snails around here. Well, anyway, guys, let's give ourselves a good scald as we've got 9 minutes left. Scald. The frog has big legs to jump away with, but the toads don't need them legs because he's deadly. Exactly. We must eat Kermit. You kind of sound like my Tio. I got you. Every now and then my Cajun comes out in me, guys. I can't help it. You know, back when I was growing up, this is the way we talked. This was our style. You know, you talk slow, you talked low, and you understood and you thought before you said anything that came out of your mouth. And, you know, you always had that thick accent. My grandpa had it. You know, my uncles got it. The only difference is I enunciate. I took acting classes. So, yeah, I got out of that accent. You know, we must eat Kermit and Miss Piggy. Oh, I already eat Miss Piggy. I already eat Miss Piggy. Almost done with the edit. All right, Zen. We'll definitely go check that out, man. Excuse me. But we got 7 minutes left in here, guys. I am letting you guys know I am pushing myself to my limits right now. Not because I'm having trouble with my schizophrenia or anything. I'm pushing myself to my limits because I want to be here and I want to talk to you guys. But boy, is my body upset with me for not sleeping for 48 hours. You know, it's just one of them days, guys. It's been rough all the which way around. But, you know, guys, it gets better. It'll get better. You know, tomorrow's a new day. You know, cry your tears from pain. Face a new day tomorrow and turn the hourglass again. You know, you'll see life will be better. One day. You know, I know people hate that saying, but one day it'll get better. Oh, nice. Thank you, Zen. Went to soccer practice. You a soccer player. Yeah, I know I need my sleep, Big Dave. I'm going to knock myself out because I went and got my medication refilled, which means I got my sleep aids. Them little rat bastards ain't going to get them this time. Pardon my language. But I found out what happened to my last supply of sleep aids. The rats got into them. When it flooded, I got a rat invasion in my RV. Thank God for Shuck. You know, he chased out 99% of them. I got 2 of them. But they ate my sleep aids. They ate my sleeping pills, man. We came in and we had 15 rats sitting in here dead asleep, all muskrats. So we started to killing them, and Shucks started freaking going to town on the ones that weren't all the way asleep, but they were still groggy as they could be. So, man, it was a tornado going on in this RV for a minute. Trash cans flying everywhere, freaking stuff getting knocked off of the countertops. What was the best memory of my life? Oh, you had a headache earlier, Jen? I'm sorry. But Zen, the best memory of my life was the birth of my sons. I'm not going to get too far into it because I cry every time because I lost them in a divorce case and I haven't seen them since they were little. I made a lot of mistakes and it cost me my kids. I didn't do anything illegal. I just made a bunch of legal errors whenever I was trying to do something stupid and represent myself instead of getting a lawyer. And I lost miserably. So the best memory I have is watching them be born and hearing them cry for the first time. I miss my Elkin and my Jamie so much. Elkin Lee and Jamie Owens, if you guys are out there, I love y'all. Daddy loves y'all. And I'm sorry. I never meant to miss you growing up. I never meant to miss your life. But one day I hope you'll find me. What's up, Logan? Oh, it's all good, Zen. But one day I hope you guys will find me. And when you do, I hope you can forgive me for being a stupid kid. So, yeah, that's my best memory and my worst one all in one go. So, yeah, there you go, Zen. I hope you understand. Well, guys, we've got about 2.5 minutes left. Logan, sorry for you to hear this, but I'm slowly dying of depression. Oh, Logan, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I hope you get to feeling better. You can't change the past, but you can make a better future. Yes, you can, Richard. Logan, man, depression, you can beat it, bro. Think about your good memories. Latch on to them. Don't let them go. And make sure that even though you don't have the motivation, even though you don't have the want or the need, or you think you don't have the need, let's put it that way. Even if you don't have the want or the drive, you need to go out and make more memories with more friends. Go find a group that is your people and spend as much time with them as you can. Oh, you can't change your depression, Logan? Are you at least getting help, brother? Because if you're getting help, it'll be okay, man. If not, come join us here at the Nights. We'll take care of it. Yeah, don't let your dreams go. Oh, yeah, I noticed that, Zen. Mother's Day's this Sunday. All right, the Caden, thank you so much, man. Yeah, find your tribe, brother. Never let them go, Logan. We'll help you. Logan, that's what I'm here for. I'll help you. I might not be able to do much, but 3 lives a day. But every time you pop in, brother, that's what I'm here for. I'll be your friend. I'll be your light in the darkness. Come on, brother. I've been there before. Take my hand. Let's be friends. Let's make sure that depression doesn't mess with you anymore. Oh, there you are, my Jin. Why was you crying, baby? Is it because of what? Oh, I know. It's because I was talking about my son's lettuce. It's because I was talking about my son's lettuce. Losing my baby boys. It really hurt. I had to sign my rights over. But yeah, it makes me cry every time I think about it. So that's why I was like, ooh, I can't do it. But anyway, guys, it's been an hour. I'm exhausted. I've been awake for 48 hours. And I think it's time for me to crash. I got a few more minutes left before I take my evening pills. And when I do, it's lights out for me, guys. So, I already told you the saddest memory of my life. There's in losing my kids. Seeing them being born was the best. Losing them was the worst. Thanks, but I can't survive for 20 more days. Yes, you can, brother. Oh, yes, you can. You don't think you can. But you learn to love yourself. You look down deep inside your heart and you see that there's a reason to live. You'll live. Trust me. I've heard people beat worse. I have schizophrenia. My depression is something that is unfathomable to other people. But I learned how to beat it. It's okay, Zen. I just lost him in a child support case. But yeah, guys, I love all of y'all. Y'all are the backbone of the channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. Logan, you make sure you subscribe and you come on back. All right? We gonna work through this together, brother. I'll see you in the morning at Morning Mojo. I expect you there, okay, man? That way we can take care of you. All right, brother? Welcome into the family. You know, so we'll see then. You guys are the only reason why I can find a way to go on some mornings. You know, so guys, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. All right? Remember, see you from the swamp, later from the gator. Love you, mama. Love you, papa. Love yourself. Be kind. Always find a way to help, guys. We'll see you tomorrow when we do Morning Mojo. We'll do afternoon hangouts. And then tomorrow night, we'll be talking about why it's important to be kind. All right, guys? See you then. Love y'all. Bye-bye.